Barely 8 months after the presidential election, we're back covering election stories in Nigeria. The attention this time is on Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa states, where off-cycle governorship elections will hold this Saturday. You're watching Beyond 100 Days with Nifemi Oguntoye live from our studios here in Abuja. It's exactly 3 days to the off-cycle elections, and our attention today is turned to Kogi State. I'll be speaking with two of the candidates on developments ahead of the 11th November polls. You can join the conversation right now on X, formerly Twitter, using the hashtag Beyond 100 Days. Remember to tag at TVC News On. The incumbent governor, Yhaya Bello, cannot seek re-election for a third term as stipulated by the 1999 Constitution. According to the final list from the electoral umpire, 18 candidates from 18 political parties are running to succeed Governor Bello in the Lugard House. Now, of course, they say there are 4 major contenders, but you only can tell post-election when the results are clear to determine who the major contenders are in this particular election. But let's begin with the candidate of the SDP, who's been quite open doing during this electioneering period, and talking about Murtala Yakubu Ajaka, who was the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress and a governorship aspirant of the party, but was later disqualified after a controversial suspension by executives of the party in this ward. Ajaka resigned his position and membership of the APC, after which he emerged as governorship candidate of Social Democratic Party. The next report chronicles some of his efforts in the past few days.
The two traditional rulers who endorsed Murtala Ajaka described him as a man who have the capacity to turn around the socio-economic fortune of Kogi State. The two local government areas have also called on the SDP governorship candidate to ensure peace reign in Kogi State when he gets the mandate and to pave way for grassroots development.
We in Ogori, like you said, we are small, but small as we are, we are proud of our participation in nation building, in state building, and all that needs to be so that humanity can progress. We do hope that when a governor emerges, that he will not forget his people.
They will join hands to make this government function properly. Everybody will taste the good side of your government. It shall be well with you. There is no stoppage on the way. Nobody confronts you on the way. Because if anybody confronts you on the way, they will crush you. You will be crushed.
Mr. Ajaka also promised to end the era of half salaries for the people of Kogi State and will pay pensioners all their entitlements if voted into office in the next month's governorship election.
The problem of percentage salary, we are not the solution. Now, maybe the solution. When you vote for this Ajaka boy, your salary from February shall be 100%. Wallahi, this I assure you. Our pensioners, your money when they owe you, will go give them back. Kogi State, we are one people.
Murtala Ajaka, governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party in Kogi State. He calls himself Mr. Solution. Will he get the chance to solve Kogi's problems? It's right here with me in the studio. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Nifemi. So they said that you have withdrawn from the race, that there was a letter of withdrawal being circulated. How true is that?
Withdraw? How? That's a figment of their imagination. How do you expect a front runner to withdraw? It's a fake news, and let's put it that way.
You think you're a front runner for this election?
Of course.
So recently, the media has been awash with the news of clashes between your supporters and that of the ruling party. At some point, there was news that, about an impeachment attempt on your life. Throughout this election hearing, the issue between the APC and SDP, accusing each other of stoking violence, has been rife. What's the current situation right now?
it's still the same thing. We're lucky the federal government have deployed security, but in spite of the deployment of security, we are still having problems. One of the major problems we're having in our state as it stands today are the heads of the security. Who are these heads? One, the State Director of DSS, Mr. Tosin, the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Bertrand Onoha, and the Commandant NNS Lugard, Navy Commodore Julu. They are our problem in Kogi State. And there's one guy, I'm coming.
Yeah.
The Rapid Supujo, the man in charge of Rapid Response Squad. They are the problem in Kogi State. And I hope and I pray the federal government will handle these people for us to have a peaceful election.
That's some weighty allegations you're making. How are they your problem in Kogi State?
Very good. Since the campaign started, I've had more than 30 attacks. And in all of these attacks, I've reported to the police. Police have not taken any action. When I say police, I'm referring to the head. The CP, Mr. Bertrand Onoha, rather, is trying to cook up story to charge me.
They did not respond to your complaint.
They have not. They will tell you to come. They will not. They have not made any arrest.
But do you have
the
police?
guy, for instance,
Yes.
the person that attacked my campaign office in Lokoja is somebody everybody knows. He's working free. He burned down a whole building.
But do you have police protection during this campaign?
I do.
So how can police protect you and you're
No.
saying that police is a problem?
No. We have the police command and the force headquarters. The security I'm using, they are from the force headquarters. The force headquarters, they are very, very professional. But the state command is the problem.
But are you aware that Governor Bello's convoy had also been attacked with some of his aides reportedly injured?
Who attacked him? How can you attack a governor? They are fake people. How can you attack a governor?
Because it's the same position that, the state government has taken, that you have made up all of these allegations, that maybe there was not an actual threat on your life.
My brother, the evidence are empirical for all to see. They burnt my party office. They've been destroying anything that belongs to me and my team in Kogi State. The evidence are there for all to see. The problem we're having in Kogi State is Governor Yhaya Bello. Is a problem of Kogi State. And by the grace of God, with the determination of our people, we'll vote him and his group out by November 11.
It's interesting the way you have put it, because, some would say that Yhaya Bello, you were part of the Yhaya Bello administration yourself. You only parted ways because you were not given the APC governorship ticket.
No.
You were a former ally of the governor, right?
Point of correction. I have never been part of the government. I was in the APC before Yhaya Bello came. I was a member of the National Working Committee of APC.
Exactly the point I was making.
I'm coming. You can imagine. As strong as I am in the party, you say my ward executive suspended me? It was a big fallacy. We went to court. They took me to court. Somebody from Okene, one Amoka from Okene is the one that took me to court. That my ward executive have suspended me. And these people came to court with an affidavit that there is nothing as such. That in fact, there was no such contemplation. That all they are saying is lie. They came with an affidavit. But the court, acting under the influence of Yhaya Bello, ruled that, yes, gave an interim order, a day to the primary, that yes, I have been suspended, and by so doing, I cannot participate in the primary tomorrow. One Justice A.S. Ibrahim is the same judge now that they cook up story against my deputy, somebody who has been a teacher for more than 2 decades, that has a forged WAEC certificate, until we went to the WAEC headquarters to get a certified true copy of his certificate. The same judge is still going ahead to trying to issue a bench warrant for my deputy, until we're able to thwart it through our lawyers. So what I'm trying to tell you, all in all, the problem, the insecurity we are having in Kogi State today is caused by Governor Yhaya Bello and his group.
So how do you respond to those who would say you cannot dissociate yourself from this administration because you only parted ways after you did not get the APC governorship ticket?
Yes, get it right. No, not parting way. I started in APC. In fact, I'm from AC. From AC to ACN, ACN to APC. I've never joined another party. everybody in the state knows my contribution to the party, both in the state at the national level. But of course, Yhaya Bello, for what he is, you know him very well. How can you say a member of a national working committee of a party that determines the process and the procedure of the party primary is being suspended by his ward executive? He should know somebody somewhere is playing a game. And the same executive come forward to say, no, there's nothing like that. There's an affidavit from the ward chairman, the ward secretary, and other members of his executive in writing that there's nothing like that. But the judge, Justice A.S. Ibrahim of the State High Court, went ahead to give an interim order affirming the fake suspension and by extension that I cannot participate in the primary the following day. And there's no way I can appeal.
All right. Let's talk about the election itself. Your senatorial district has 51% of the registered votes in this election, with over 40% of the local government areas. Is that number something you're counting on in this election?
It's our strength cut across the state. I repeat, my strength cut across the state. You could see I received the endorsement of the late Ohinoyo Febrala, who is a spiritual father to all of us. I received the endorsement of the people of Okulan. And of course, in every election, you have a catchment area. My senatorial zone is my catchment area. And that is the area you want to cause problem, to cause distraction, to cause confusion, to create chaos, so that the people will not come out to vote. But I assure you, by November 11, by this week, Saturday, November 11, our people will come out massively and vote, and we'll vote him out.
That catchment area, the Kogi East, has leveraged on this number to produce 3 governors since the creation of Kogi State in 1991. You are aware of the clamor for power rotation in Kogi State. What do you say to those who believe Kogi West has been grossly marginalized and should be allowed to fill the next governor?
Wallahi, I'm an advocate of rotational governorship because there should be equity. Whether you're a minority or majority, everybody should be given equal opportunity. We did say you can confirm from my colleague in the NWC of APC that, look, we resolve as a party that this election, we expect the governorship candidate to come from either the West or the East. Yhaya Bello betrayed that agreement. I swear to God who made me. If the ticket were given to somebody from the West, I will not contest.
You mean not the APC ticket?
Yeah.
But you're not running on that ticket now.
No, I'm coming.
Yes.
Yahaya has altered the arrangement and we must join forces to reorder the state by contesting to ensure that once we win, we take him out and his group. That we'll reestablish the rotation again, because it is God that made this rotation happen.
So let us get this very clear. Are you promising to support a Kogi West governor if you win?
Surely.
Is that after the first 4 years?
It's not just promise. I've told those that I have interaction with that we should put it in writing. Because the hadith says, whatever you do, put it in writing. Even if you are not there tomorrow, people who are there after you will take it up from there.
What are you suggesting, 4 years or 8 years? Who becomes governor without wanting to do it second term?
No, of course, you see, we cannot deceive ourselves now. Once I'm lucky, I'm able to get it, of course, after 8 years, automatically I should go to Okunla or people from the West. It depends on how they agree. Because rotation have come to stay in Kogi State.
But your party, the SDP, is a minority in Kogi politics. How are you so sure that you can win on the platform of the SDP?
You know, it is people that drive a political party. But the strength of a party is determined by the people in the party. We make APC strong in Kogi State. Go and check the last election, the result. In the central, where Governor Yhaya Bello come from, we lost woefully there. Go and check the result. Both the presidential and the senatorial election.
I'm wondering what uniquely you're bringing on board, you know, beyond the rhetorics of I'll build roads.
No, it's not rhetoric.
Oh.
We are coming to change the course of governance in Kogi State.
In what way
And that we
precisely?
shall do. You see, for those of us that do elementary political science, government is for the people. And the people that own government. And government is the easiest institution that can take people out of poverty. What we want to do in our dear state, when we have this opportunity, is to see that majority of our people are taken out of poverty. And how do you take them out of poverty? It's very simple. We're very lucky in Kogi State who have the land, as in the area of agriculture, because the vast majority of our people are in the rural area. Anywhere you go today, you see thuggery, it's because they don't have what to do. And the state government is capitalizing on that to continually impoverish our people. So when they throw them small thing, they follow them. But by the grace of God, just like I've said in my manifesto, it is there for all to see. We are going to change the course of governance in our state, and that shall happen.
Are you saying
Because
that?
when you talk of, if you want to improve on the economy of the place, the infrastructure must be taken care of first. And that we shall do. And in my manifesto, we intend to empower women. Because if you go to our state, the vast majority of our people, especially the women, my brother, when you go there, you pity them. The poverty scale is high. But we are going to redress it. Most of the things I'm telling people are going to do, they will say there's no money. The money is there.
Where will you get the money from?
The money is there, don't worry. Let me have the opportunity. Just write it down today.
Yeah.
If you, okay, for instance, let me give you one example. When I went to the western part of the state, from Kaba to Egbe, it's less than 100 kilometers. When you pass through that hole, it's hell. From that Kaba to Egbe is hell. And they will tell it's a federal road. My brother, what stopped the state government from using the bill of quantity of the federal government and do the road and seek for payment? I just use that as an example. If you go to the eastern part today, virtually everywhere in the eastern part is being taken over by erosion. Go to central. Okene is 90% urban. Until I went there for rally, I assumed that the governor have done everything there. It's in the area of road network. It's still in the state that it were. As I'm talking to you now, go and confirm. There is no pipe and water for people to drink.
Internally generated revenue is key to be able to bring these dreams to life. I'm wondering, what are you going to do differently in that regard to make Kogi, drive up its IGR?
Yes, you see, we're going to expand our tax network, but we're going to do that with human face.
So people are to pay more tax under your administration?
Not this crude transaction that is going on in the state now. But we will expand the tax network because we need money to do most of these things we are promising our people.
Let's talk about the politics of things. There were campaign pictures of you and the president. How does that work as a flag bearer of the SDP?
The president is my mentor. I've been together with the president since 2005. He knows very well. The message we are sending, we are all loyal to the president. We work for his emergence, and we'll continue to work for him, and we'll continue to be loyal to him. The president knows this very well. The issue we are having is a local issue. If the primary were to be conducted when the president emerged as president, after his inauguration, what the governor did, I don't think we will be able to do that.
Because you once claimed that the loyalists of Governor Bello are with you. It makes it sound like you are inferring that the president has secretly endorsed you for this election. Is that the case?
Saturday shall tell.
You're not answering that question. Are you inferring that that's possible?
Saturday shall tell.
All right, let's talk about, the contribution that SDP is making for a peaceful poll, because the figures aren't adding up quite well for Kogi in that regard. There are concerns about electoral violence, just like we saw earlier this year and even in 2019. What contribution is your party making, to ensure that we have a peaceful poll come Saturday?
There's a saying in my place: a fruitful phrase is the one that throws stone at. The issue we are having in our state, the problem of insecurity and electoral violence, is caused by Governor Yhaya Bello. I repeat, it's being caused by Governor Yhaya Bello. As I'm talking to you now, he has bought guns.
That's huge allegation you're making, Mr.
Look, Mr.
Ajaka.
Nifem, whatever I'm saying, we'll have the evidence. And we're waiting for those boys to come out on Saturday, on Friday. Because we have already given their details to the security agencies that are in the state now.
That's a heavy allegation you're making.
The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Bertrand Onoha, has compromised his position. They know these guys. They know who they are. They are refused to go after them.
If you have this information, why are you not talking to, you said you have policemen from the headquarters. Why not raise it up with the IGP?
Well, I'm just coming from the headquarters, from the police headquarters to this place now. We have told them all that we know, the intelligence that they require, the bad guys, where they are, and who they are.
It's important to state very clearly that the allegation you just made is not only a strong one, but it's something that we cannot independently confirm as a station. So it's all yours and your position. And as a channel, we'd like to entirely dissociate ourselves from it because we don't have proof to that allegation. Because are you also considering the security implication of what you have said? There are concerns about how agitated voters might become if you are painting this kind of pictures.
No, our people are ready. Except they bring atomic bomb to eliminate the entire state on Saturday. Our people are ready to come out to vote. West, East, Central. They are tired of Governor Yhaya Bello and his group. That's the truth. You can see it reflected in the election. Even back in his own senatorial zone, he lost the election, as confirmed by the Court of Appeal. You can imagine in a senatorial zone that consists of 5 local governments, you are using only 1 local government to win the election. We thank God to the court. He has invalidated that, and given the ticket has been given back to the rightful owner, and she has been, sworn in as Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
But do you agree that this election has taken some form of ethnic and sectional tones, with the way campaigns have gone?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
How good is this for the state, given that only one person can be governor at a time?
That is where Governor Yhaya Bello has failed in leadership. You see, his emergence...
But Yahaya Bello is not the person asking that Kogi should feel the next governor.
He is the problem. He is the one that coordinated virtually everything. You hear him when the Court of Appeal gave judgment with regard to the central seat in his zone. He is the one that spoke on behalf of Mr. Uhiri. He was not a ballot. So he took over everything. He determined everything. Once you are not in agreement with him, we find a way to get you eliminated. They came to my DG's house yesterday with the intention to kill him. As I talked, they have killed 3 mobile policemen. There is one guy called Commander Kelezi. It's an open matter that everybody knows. That led a thug to my DG's house. They thought I'm there. Their intention is to get me assassinated and get the DG assassinated.
All these claims you're making, they are very huge, and I may just have to cut you short from there. I would advise that you take it to the IGP. We cannot confirm these claims. We cannot.
No, Mr. Nifem,
and
the allegation is not coming from you. I'm the one that is making the allegation.
Yes, it is also important that...
Wait now, Mr. Nifem, I'm coming. This platform is here to guide the public.
Yes, exactly the point I'm making.
I'm saying what I know.
Yes.
Let them come and contradict me.
Unfortunately, I don't know what you know, so... Perhaps we should raise it with, security agencies who can independently confirm that position. Just quickly before we let you go, talk to us about how important it is to keep the peace. Because shortly I expect that you will sign some form of peace agreement. What must be done differently in the coming days to ensure that this election is violence-free?
The problem of peace in Kogi State is Governor Yhaya Bello. The federal government have the intels. The security circle, they have the intelligence. That is the problem. Yeah. I don't have any militia. I don't have anything.
I think you mentioned that earlier. Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation.
So, Mr. Nifem,
yes,
this platform is known for supporting democracy.
absolutely.
And I urge you people on Saturday, be firm and stand on the side of justice.
SDP governorship candidate Murtala Ajaka, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, Mr.
On the
Nifem.
program. Well, it's a special edition of Beyond 100 Days, and the show will be 1 hour today. We're going to also talk to yet another governorship candidate from Kogi State. Let's bring you some highlights from the candidate of the ADC. Stay with us.
The African Democratic Congress governorship candidate takes a final campaign tour of local government areas in Kogi State, spreading his rescue mission agenda to the people of Yagba East. There he addresses his supporters in his local dialect to drive home his rescue mission message. The elections are but a few days away, and the ADC governorship candidate believes his work is largely done and expresses hope that the people's votes will count.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not allow that. You can see now, this is different from 2019. This is 2023. It is not going to be allowed for anybody to go into thuggery or using fake police, fake soldier, or even using real soldier against the electorate.
Chieftains of the party take to the stage to emphasize why Leke Abejide should be the choice of every concerned Kogi resident to be the next governor.
There is no candidate that has taken his message, his product, to the people at the grassroots. This is the first candidate you are seeing doing that. What the other people are doing are sonar rallies and then gather people, higher crowd. You can see what is happening here. It is organic. It is not manufactured. They are not rented crowd. You can't see any buses here conveying people to this venue.
Yagba people have declared support, full support for Leke Abejide because of what he has done to his people. He has done tremendously to ameliorate poverty. He has done tremendously to pull people out of the current situation. So the previous election is a litmus test that Yagba is always stand out.
If you look at our campaign, it is said that the Sunday that will be good, the impact will be felt right from Saturday. We have started our campaign, and by the special grace of God, we are finishing our campaign tomorrow. And ordinary throwstone, we have not experienced. So the campaign has been wonderful.
The campaigns for who becomes the next governor of Kogi State are now winding down. The African Democratic Congress is confident that their candidate is the man to beat in the race for the guard house.
Leke Abejide was a serving a serving member of the House of Representatives who was elected under the platform of the African Democratic Congress to represent Yagba Federal Constituency. He was re-elected on the 25th of February this year for a second term as federal lawmaker. Popular for his empowerment, Mr. Abejide, he is running for the Kogi State governorship seat under the platform of the ADC, where he won his 2 previous elections. He joins me live in the studio. Thank you for joining us on Beyond 100 Days.
Thank you for having me, and good evening, Nigerians.
Absolutely. So you're a member of the 9th Assembly and now a member of the 10th National Assembly. You know, some analysts say you should have continued with your job at the House of Representatives rather than contesting for governor. How do you react to that sentiment?
Yes, I should have continued, and I'd love to continue. But the capacity to carry the responsibility of the whole state is not there. When people will run to me from other federal constituencies that I should please extend my largesse to them, where is the resources to do that? I can only do for my federal constituency and possibly the next federal constituency to me, which is still my ethnic group.
So you thought to reach out to more people, you should be governor?
Come again?
You thought to reach out to more people, you should be governor?
Yes, because people from Lokoja will come, though it's part of my senatorial district, but not under my federal constituency. People beyond Lokoja will come, looking at the kind of empowerment I'm doing for people, the kind of developmental strides in my federal constituency. and they want it replicated across the states.
Did you know that you were
But
going
I'm not covering the whole state, but as a governor,
Yes.
I will be able to do that.
Did you know you were going to run for governor before running for the House of Reps this year?
It wasn't in my plan to run for the governor because I just won my second term, and my plan was to sit down, to relax and rest. You see, I have not rested now since February. I've been contesting election from one place to another. So when we noticed that the current governor, whom we believed will have solved the problem of rotation of power in the state, we will not give ticket to anybody from Kogi West. That was why my people asked me to get set and then contest for this seat, because under natural justice, Kogi East Central District had it for 19 years. The Central, we were together in Kwara State, the current Central, where we call the 5 local government, Iwera. We came together from Kwara State. When we were in Kwara State, they were governor under Adamata. And now when we came here, they are governor now for 8 years, making 12 years.
We'll talk about the zoning later.
So,
but
now,
yes, I just want to
you're
follow
asking
up.
me that whether I got prepared before when I was prepared for that. No, it wasn't like that. My aim was to focus on my House of Reps.
So you are representing
thinking
Yagba.
that at least
Yes.
this time that power has rotated, God just did it for us. Yhaya Bello, we give it to somebody in the West. That was all our thinking. But we are not slaves in our own states.
You represent Yagba East, right?
Yagba East, Yagba West, Mopamuro Federal Constituency, 3 local government.
So who provides that legislative oversight while you're running for governor? Because you can't tell me you're doing both together.
Yes, I still do both together. I still go to office. I was in the chamber in the last, I was in the sitting last week, Thursday. I was there. So it doesn't matter. So I'm elected, I'm not an appointed government official.
What about the chances of your party? Because ADC won 2 rep seats, 1 state assembly seat in 2023 election. That's just about 3. How can that translate to victory in the governorship election, which is across board?
You have said good thing. That's to tell you that ADC is strong in Kogi West.
By having won 3 seats?
By having, yes. By winning 2 federal constituencies out of 3. We won 2. And even the third one, we didn't feed any candidate. Because the candidate of the PDP then also was in ADC before. So I said, okay, for us not to rock boat, let's allow him. So it was only 2 federal constituencies we feed the candidate we won. Then
I believe one of them has decamped to the APC now.
Nobody has decamped to an APC. You can't decamp as a legislator. The day you decamp, the day you lose your seat. That's the law.
Okay.
No. Let them, somebody try it. And then we see whether it will be there again.
But your party has 1 seat in the state assembly.
Yes.
All right.
Then, you ask me how can it translate to
victory on the state level?
Victory for the states. Well, you see now, even when I was campaigning in Kogi East, I didn't know people know me like that. You see, good thing doesn't hide. People don't look at party anymore. They look at the personality involved behind. Asiwaju won this last election, not on basis of party. If it were to be party, they made it impossible for him not to win because the same party caused the problem of no fuel, no naira, nothing. They created a problem for him. But because of his personality, his antecedents, and the kind of people he has groomed, like me, I'm one of them. I was telling them, I said, even though there's no fuel, they drink it on. He won based on his own popularity, not based on party. And many of us who won the election, even my own election, in the first time, nobody knows the party. They will say, where is Leke's party? That is what they will be asking. Then this one is not going to be too much, there's not going to be different. What we are doing is like coalition of parties. I have a lot of people in APC. I have of APC structure. I was there before. My people are still there. They are there to support.
So you are still APC in spirit?
spirit. Yeah. they are still doing so.
It's always
most of my leaders are there. Yes, I can say it. They're there. So, and I have a lot of followers there. I can say this. And they love me, and I love them. I didn't leave there one day. I carry them along in all my programs. And that's why you see my election is difficult for anybody to unseat me. Because they don't do party when it comes to my own election. You will see the result we show this one. On a free and fair election.
So, apart from the, rhetorics of no one from Kogi West has ever been governor, what is Leke Abejide doing differently or promising to do differently? What are you bringing to the table if you're elected governor of Kogi State?
What I'm bringing to the table is exactly what I'm doing in my federal constituency. I started with education. I declared it free. For the past 6 years, I'm the one paying wide fees for my federal constituency. I even extended it to the next federal constituency to me. And that's why you see my candidate there was able to win. Then I look at the rural roads.
Before you go to the roads, you are aware that the state governor has decided to pay the WAEC fees this time. I mean, he earmarked about 497 million naira. How is that affecting what seems your selling point in that regard with your constituents?
No, it's not my selling point. See, I have been telling them more than 4 years ago that they should be paying that other states are paying. That these resources I'm using to pay WAEC, I'm supposed to use it for something else. As well as to groom the youths and empower the women. Now, if they pay truly, they only pay one aspect. Me, I pay for both public and private. I don't pay for only public. The private are crying now. In the first year that I paid, I did public, but they came to me and said, this private is just a name that most of them cannot afford to pay the WAEC. And truly they could not pay. In a class of 100, maybe only 10, 12 will pay. So that's why I combined the private schools and pay. Now he didn't pay for the private school, I will pay.
So he has taken the burden of the public school away from you, and you're happy about that?
Yeah,
yes.
Very happy. If we can even pay all, it will be good for me. Because I'll be able to use the money. If you look at the youth, they're almost going vagabonds. Because there's no job they are doing. Every day they wake up, nothing in their hand. They don't do that. I do.
So why do you pay?
If I use the money
yes.
now to develop the youths, there will be less crimes in the society.
Why do you pay for WAEC fees? Is this politics? Or
I've
what's
been paying before I even
industry?
came to politics. I have not spent 6 years in National Assembly.
What inspires you to do that?
Yes, because people always come to disturb me and ask for help. Always, time to time. So, it now becomes so difficult for me to pay for my community alone. I said, how will I do it? So let me take it up myself.
How do you intend to resolve the problem? Because apparently there's a poverty challenge here. If people keep coming to you to ask for funds to, finance education, how do you think you can resolve that matter or that issue as governor of Kogi State? As
governor of Kogi State, you see, it is the system that brought the poverty to the state. You know, there's poverty everywhere, but that of Kogi is extraordinary. You see, if the local government system is functioning well, the money given to them, they are getting it. The people working at the local level, they receive full salary. The poverty level will reduce. Then, I came from private sector background. I didn't start as a public sector person. I started from a private background. I believe in, PPP to enlarge the space for people to be able to get something doing. And again, we have arable land that we can use to employ these youths where they can make money. As I told you, I was one time one of the biggest exporters of sesame seed in this country. So, and this thing comes from the farm. Before I came to government, I was very big in it. So, I see that my own soil.
You stopped doing that because
the company is still functioning. But I cannot be the managing director anymore. So the managing director, I resigned, and somebody takes it over and is doing it. And I'm just chairman of the company.
So, you know, you've talked about the clamor for power shift, particularly within the Kogi West. But there is Senator Dino Melaye of the PDP. There is Olayinka Braimo, I think, of the Action Alliance. And then there is, you know, Larry Abejide of the ADC. What are your chances, you know, what are the chances of the zone in this election if you divide the vote among these three candidates?
Well, in an election, even during my own as House of Rep, we have so many candidates in all the parties. But I won. Even my results, when you combine APC and PDP results together, it's not up to half of my votes. Definitely, yes, they will take some votes out of me, but definitely, you know, I'm the consensus candidate for the Kogi West governorship election by the Elders Forum.
Were there active plans to form an alliance between the three of you to be able to, you know, present a united front?
I don't think there's any alliance that can be formed now. It's already late. But we can talk to one another and find the common ground to work together. But in terms of votes, I will get the majority vote in that side. And not only that side, even in Kogi East, I'm sure of some local government that I can win.
You know the number of candidates contesting this election from Kogi East?
There are about 9. There are many. Our own is even fair. So the thing is, they have the majority numbers in terms of population, and we are second to them. And I believe even some of them reason that let the power shift to West. During my campaign, I had it from so many big wigs there that let it, see, for fairness, equity, and justice, we have served our brothers in Kogi East. And if we want this power to shift and the rotation to continue, I want to appeal, using this medium to them, to appeal to them that they should please support us this time so that we can get this.
Are you aware that the PDP recently announced its alliance with the Labour Party in this election? And the PDP candidate is from Kogi West. Is that something that bothers you?
Fake news. Labour Party came out and said there was nothing like that.
Dino Melaye tweeted it himself. Are you saying he's lying?
Is he a Labour Party person? Is he not PDP? I said Labour Party came to denounce that and say it's not correct. That is not true. See, Labour Party has approached me. We have been discussing. Even the candidate, you know, they are polarized, so they are divided. They have two factions. So both factions approach me and they see me as a celebrity candidate because I have something I can put to it. Oh, you have done this, you have done that. You see, as the House Rep member, what I've done in terms of physical infrastructure, even the governor of the state cannot boast of it. And that is what people see in me. And they start coming and say, we can sell you to our people using all these things you have done.
So there are a lot of calculations engaged about, you know, in politics when it comes to winning elections. If you look at the figures in February, if you add that of the PDP and the Labour Party together, it's a completely different ballgame, you know, how that election could have gone.
You are talking about presidential.
I'm talking about the presidential election.
Okay.
So there are some who have said that, you know, the chances are bright if some of the candidates in Kogi State decide to work together to win this election.
We are discussing that. You see, Muri, he just left here now. Muri Ajaka. Muri Ajaka is very close to me. We have been discussing. We still discuss.
So
even tonight, yes, we are still going to meet. Even tonight, we are still going to meet and discuss. So that's, we have been talking.
Are you saying there's a possibility of you working with Ajaka?
Yes, there's a possibility for us to work together. When we see and look at what is going to happen and see that maybe we will not be able to put through, we can pull our testing together and then we go and take it to power first. Take it first. So that we now rearrange the states. So because if we don't do that, I want to tell you, I'm not exaggerating. A lot of people will die. Not in terms of maybe gunshot or what, in terms of hunger. The current candidate of APC in the state. APC is not the problem. It is the person that is using the APC. Say, president is APC. Is he not doing well? He's doing well. Governor Sanwo-Olu is not an APC governor. He's doing well. Governor Dakwabiodo in Ogun State is not an APC governor. Is he not doing well? It's doing well. So we know them, and some governors here in the north, IPC, doing well in the respective states. It's just the man that is on the driver's seat that is the problem.
All right, let us talk about the issues and leave the man, because I've heard a lot about, name calling on the show today, and I think I've had enough.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is this. What I'm trying to tell you that I said the candidate of the APC was the architect of percentage payment for local government workers in the states. See, you are a journalist. Please do your investigative journalism very well. I don't need to tell you, level 17 officer will take 20,000. Maybe highest 30,000. He has family, he has wife, he has children who are in school, some in higher institution, some in secondary school. So how are they going to survive? So the person in charge of that, then you now say, come and take over the states. Well, we are waiting. Saturday is here, and all the plans among air that they will, bring out talks, book all the hotels, want to, put talks inside.
Let us leave here safe for a while, because we can't confirm that.
I've written a petition.
But did I hear you clearly earlier that you are willing
to NSA and IGP on this?
It's all right, fantastic. That's what I'm saying, that it's okay that we direct all these concerns to security
But it's good
agencies,
for the public to know.
because you can confirm it. I have
the evidence.
Yes, so this is not the place to share the evidence.
Okay.
Consider the impact on, the security situation ahead of the election. You want the poll to be peaceful, right?
Yes.
So address it to the police who has the capacity to fix it, not the people. So that we don't, instill fear in them and then find out that there's voter
government is doing well.
All right, but did I hear you clearly?
Did
I hear you clearly that you are willing to shelve your ambition to be governor in Kogi by working? Did I hear you clearly say that you are willing to shelve your ambition to work with another person?
I didn't say I'm willing.
But you said that there's possibility of you working with
there's
someone.
a possibility of working together. And when you look at it on the normal moral ground, it's the West that's supposed to benefit from the alliance.
So if it doesn't favor the West, you're not going to be a part of the alliance?
It's going to favor the West. I trust them. The people of Kogi are very reasonable people. They are very reasonable. Even Egbira people are very reasonable. Do you know my Director General, Honorable Abaka Adago, Zuberu, is from Okehi local government. They are saying it is the turn of the West. Initially, when I was talking to one of our senior brother who is in the House of Rep, he said, no, you cannot come out. You cannot
I hear you.
But they are all with me, working.
We have to go now. 1 minute. Why should people of Kogi State vote for you come Saturday?
They should vote for me because of my competence, which they have seen in my legislative office, because of my capacity, which I have displayed in my federal constituency and even beyond. Because of my character, you have seen it.
Right.
I behave in a way that a reasonable human being. Have you ever seen me insulting my elders? Have you ever seen me behaving funny since I'm in the House of Representatives? I came first time. I was chairman custom in my first term in Ninth Assembly. And my record is there. I reformed custom with my bill. I did the repeal of Custom and Excise Management Act and reenactment of Nigeria Customs Service Act 2023, which the president signed. So I'm a very diligent person, very meticulous, very calculative.
All right. And some would say that, for you, it's a very easy call. If you don't win this election, you'll just return to the great chamber.
I will win. You will congratulate me. Very clear.
And you promised that you will grant us some exclusive interviews if you become governor. so that we can track your accountability in government.
Yes, I will do that.
We're looking forward to that. Wish you all the best. Yhaya Bello is a current member of the House of Representatives and is the governorship candidate of the ADC in Saturday's governorship election in Kogi State.